2 years ago, when I heard James Dick Construction wanted to open a quarry right here in Rockwood, right across from the Greenbelt, I laughed. Were they kidding? This isn't mining territory, it's farming country and small towns where people live and raise families. But then I heard there was a public meeting, so I went. Some people wanted to chase the company out of town right then and there. But you have to use your head, listen, and ask questions before you decide. The company said there'd be an exhaustive study before anything else. The only negatives we'd experience would be a little bump from daisy chain blasting done underwater, a little dust and noise from crushing the stone on site, and only a few trucks going through Acton, never Rockwood. Only good would come from the quarry, they said. It would create jobs and increase property values, and when they were done, there'd be a lake left behind. James Dick was there to help, they said. Well, that got me thinking. What and how would a quarry help? Our lifestyles? Our homes, including those century-old stone buildings next door to the blasting? What about the local agribusinesses like WT Mushrooms and crop and livestock farms? They help them? What about our natural environment? I figured those James Dick studies would have to be pretty impressive to demonstrate a quarry would not jeopardize what we already have, let alone improve things. Everyone living in this area is probably guilty of taking our pristine clean air and water for granted. We've all seen the quarry fights in Guelph and Caledon, but probably never imagined a quarry right in our own backyard. But in the past, there have been big quarry operation battles here too.
Growing up on Highway 25, just south of Acton, we had our challenges with quarries for all my childhood life. Damage to our properties, flying rocks into the field, scared every time we were at my friend's place down on Third Line, because when the sirens went off, we knew that we would have to dodge rocks, and not realizing the danger until we actually saw rocks coming across the yard, anywhere from 12 to 18 inches in diameter, blasting across. So early childhood memories were not good, but as we got older and into our teens, we really saw the challenges that our parents and my grandfather were facing with damage to our building, and the quarry continually denying the accusations. Not only the quarry itself, but the truck traffic was was unbelievable on Highway 25, and traveling by bicycle up and down 22nd Side Road. Parents pretty much forbade us to do it because it was just so dangerous. These trucks continually going, and even on Highway 25 now, with my business here in Acton, there's many a morning where we can't get out on the street here for at least 4 or 5 minutes. I can imagine what it's like with another 250 trucks a day going through here. Not going to be fun.
Joyce and Bill Hill live in a beautiful century stone farmhouse on 6th Line, right across from the proposed quarry. Bill spent his entire working life supervising blasting at mines all around the world. He knows this area. Most importantly, he knows there are no guarantees in blasting.
It's not the initial blasts in the first part of the pit in the far reaches which worry me. It's the successive blasts over the years as they approach closer and closer to the homes, the highway, and the side road, particularly with respect to fly rock. However, James Dick says we never have had fly rock. In my 60 years experience in the mining industry, I find that there's one word that he's missed in that phrase, and that is yet. James Dick has not had fly rock yet. His contractor, however, who he employs for doing the drilling and blasting in his pit, has had such an incident. They threw rock, injuring one man and damaging 2 cars 350 meters away. The company was found guilty and find in Rockwood, with its unpredictable karst rock, and with an experimental mining method underwater, I fear that someone's going to get hurt, or even worse. In Malaysia, in a quarry with almost identical mining methods that are proposed to be used in the hidden quarry, they had a fly rock incident. The rocks flew 700 meters. One man was killed, 10 injured, and millions of dollars worth of property damage were caused. And even if James Dick never throws rock that far, 20 years of constant shock waves will not sit well with the heritage homes and new homes in Rockwood.
CRC decided 2 years ago that the James Dick studies needed to be reviewed by independent experts. CRC committed to educating Get Council about any shortcomings in the Dick studies they found, and also committed to keeping the community informed, including those living south of Number 7 Highway. James Dick didn't want to include them in their studies initially, as Acton and Halton aren't part of Guelph Aramosa Township. I've invited company reps twice in the last 2 years to walk my property and the Bridson and Blue Springs creeks, so they could get to know firsthand what's downstream of the quarry property. I gave them my number, and both times they said they'd follow up. I'm still waiting. It's now the 11th hour, and realizing the company still doesn't really know what's south of Number 7 isn't just sad, it's really disturbing.